The 2025 Honda Passport continues to solidify its position in the midsize SUV segment, offering a blend of performance, comfort, and utility. While it remains largely unchanged from the previous model year, it still garners attention for its practical features and capabilities. Performance and handling. In-depth review of the 2025 Honda Passport. Under the hood, the 2025 Honda Passport carries forward its tried-and-true 3.5-liter V6 engine, which produces a solid 280 horsepower and 262 lb-ft of torque. This naturally aspirated V6 continues to be a standout in a segment increasingly leaning towards smaller turbocharged engines. Paired with a 9-speed automatic transmission and now standard all-wheel drive across all trims, the Passport delivers performance that feels more confident and muscular than one might expect from a two-row mid-size SUV. One of the biggest talking points for the 2025 model, particularly the off-road-oriented TrailSport trim, is its quickness off the line. According to Car and Driver, the Passport TrailSport rockets from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 5.9 seconds. That's remarkably quick for a vehicle of this size and weight, putting it among the quickest in its class. Whether you're merging onto a busy freeway or overtaking slower traffic on a two-lane road, the Passport has enough punch to get the job done without hesitation, at least in terms of engine output. Where the Passport really shines is in everyday drivability. The V6 delivers smooth, linear power, and the engine note is refined, not buzzy or strained like some smaller turbocharged rivals. The SUV's handling, while not sport-oriented, is surprisingly composed for a vehicle with off-road ambitions. The steering is well-weighted, providing just enough feedback to give the driver confidence during cornering or when maneuvering through tight city streets. Body roll is minimal for an SUV of this size, and it maintains composure when pushed through curves or driven aggressively, which gives it a more planted feel than some of its floatier competitors. That said, not everything in the Passport's drivetrain is perfect. While the 9-speed automatic transmission is a vast improvement over the older 6-speed, some reviewers note that it can occasionally hunt for gears or hesitate during downshifts, especially when the driver demands sudden acceleration, like when trying to pass on the highway or climb a steep grade. This slight lag can make the otherwise powerful V6 feel less responsive in specific moments where quick reflexes matter. It's not a deal-breaker, but it's an area where the Passport still lags behind some competitors with quicker shifting transmissions or more refined powertrains. Off the pavement, especially in the TrailSport model, the Passport offers more than just casual SUV capability. With 8.1 inches of ground clearance, Honda's iVTM4 torque vectoring all-wheel drive system, and features like hill descent control, it has legitimate off-road chops, especially for buyers who plan to do more than just drive over gravel driveways. The AWD system actively redistributes torque not just front to back but also side to side across the rear axle, improving grip in slippery conditions and enhancing cornering stability on both dry and wet pavement. In terms of ride comfort, the Passport balances sporty handling with supple suspension tuning. Bumps and potholes are soaked up without issue, and even on uneven terrain, the vehicle maintains a smooth and controlled demeanor. The TrailSport model benefits from revised suspension tuning and all-terrain tires, which slightly reduce sharpness on pavement but enhance stability on trails and loose surfaces. In summary, the 2025 Honda Passport's performance and handling are among its strongest attributes. With a responsive V6 engine, a comfortable ride, and capable off-road tech, combined with well-tuned steering and road manners, it strikes a solid balance between utility and drivability. While the transmission could be quicker to respond in some situations, the overall experience behind the wheel is composed, confident, and capable in a wide variety of driving conditions. Fuel efficiency. The Passport's fuel economy is moderate, with EPA estimates of 19 miles per gallon in the city and 24 miles per gallon on the highway. These figures are considered average within the mid-size SUV category. Interior and comfort. Step inside the 2025 Honda Passport, and the first thing you'll probably notice is just how much space there is. Honda really leaned into practicality here, and it shows. This isn't one of those cramped five-seaters where the rear passengers feel like second-class citizens. No. Everyone gets a good seat in this cabin. Up front, the driver and passenger seats are wide, supportive, and well-cushioned, making long road trips feel like a breeze. There's generous headroom and legroom all around, and even taller adults will feel right at home in the back row. Seriously, the rear legroom is more than just okay, it's impressive. If you've ever sat in the back of a mid-sized SUV and had your knees jammed against the front seats, the Passport is a welcome change. But the real magic trick here? Cargo space. With 41.2 cubic feet available behind the rear seats, you could easily toss in a week's worth of groceries, multiple suitcases, or camping gear without playing a game of Tetris. And when you fold the rear seats flat, boom, you've got a cavernous 77.7 cubic feet to work with. That's enough for bikes, furniture, or even an impromptu car camping setup. The loading floor is flat, and there's extra storage tucked under the floor as well, which is perfect for keeping valuables out of sight. Now, let's talk materials and design. Everything feels solid and well assembled. Honda doesn't do cheap-feeling interiors. The plastics are soft touch where they need to be, and the seats have a premium feel, especially on higher trims with leather upholstery. That said, if you're looking for flashy styling or luxurious trim pieces, this might not be the cabin for you. The design is clean, straightforward, and some might say, a little too conservative. You won't find ambient lighting or massive digital screens here, but you will find smart layout choices, deep storage bins, and controls that are exactly where you'd expect them to be. So yeah, while it might not win any awards for interior fashion, the 2025 Honda Passport nails the fundamentals of comfort, usability, and space. And let's be honest, when you're road tripping with the family, hauling gear to the cabin, or just loading up after a Costco run, those are the things that really matter. Technology and infotainment, a little old school, but still gets the job done. Alright, let's take a minute and talk about tech, because let's be honest, in 2025, technology can make or break your driving experience. And in the case of the Honda Passport, this is where things get a little complicated. Right in the center of the dash, you've got Honda's tried and true 8-inch touchscreen infotainment system. And let's get the basics out of the way first. Yes, it comes standard with both Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Plug in your phone, and boom, your favorite navigation apps, music playlists, and messages are right there. No subscriptions, no gimmicks, just functionality. The layout of the interface is simple, and that's a double-edged sword. On one hand, it's clean. You won't get lost in a maze of submenus or wondering which swipe does what. It's intuitive, and in a world where some touchscreens feel like they were designed for a spaceship, the Passport system feels refreshingly straightforward. And hey, here's something we love to see in 2025, physical buttons and knobs. Yes, knobs. One for volume, one for tuning, and actual shortcut buttons to hop between audio, navigation, phone, and settings. If you've ever tried to adjust something on a haptic-only interface while going 70 on the freeway, you'll know how valuable that is. Sometimes, old school wins. But here's the honest truth. While the system is functional, it's starting to feel a bit vintage. The graphics? A little grainy. The fonts and icons? Kinda plain. And when you compare it to what you're getting in a Hyundai Palisade, Kia Sorento, or even a Mazda CX-90, yeah, the Passport starts to show its age. Those competitors are running sleek, high-res displays with fast processors, customizable layouts, and full digital instrument clusters that look like something out of Blade Runner. Meanwhile, the Passport screen still feels like it's stuck in the early 2020s. Also, there's no wireless Apple CarPlay or Android Auto, which feels like a miss in this price bracket. You've still got to plug in your phone with a cable. And while the top trims do give you wireless charging, that just highlights the irony. You can charge wirelessly, but not connect wirelessly. Not a deal breaker, but definitely something that'll make you raise an eyebrow. The audio system varies by trim, with higher trims like the Black Edition giving you a premium audio experience that's more than adequate for most listeners. Bass is decent, vocals are crisp, and it'll handle everything from podcasts to party playlists without distortion. But again, if you're an audiophile, the Passport setup might leave you wishing for more customization and depth. On the connectivity side, you've got the essentials: USB-A and USB-C ports in both rows, available Wi-Fi hotspot capabilities, and even Honda Link app integration for remote start, vehicle diagnostics, and maintenance reminders. These are great additions and show that Honda hasn't totally slacked on the tech front. So, to sum it up, the Passport's infotainment system is a little bit like that trusty old pair of sneakers. Comfortable, dependable, easy to use, but not winning any beauty contests. If you're someone who values simplicity over flashy screens and tech bells and whistles, you'll probably love it. But if you're coming from a newer vehicle with a slick, high-end interface, the Passport might feel like it needs to catch up. Is it a deal breaker? Not really, because the Passport nails so many of the fundamentals. But if Honda wants to keep up with the tech race in the next refresh or redesign, a sleeker infotainment system and a digital gauge cluster upgrade would go a long way in keeping this SUV competitive in 2026 and beyond. Safety and driver assistance features. Let's talk about something that really matters: safety. Because at the end of the day, no matter how fast the car is or how cool it looks, you want to know it's got your back when things go sideways. And the 2025 Honda Passport? It comes ready for the challenge. Right out of the gate, Honda equips the Passport with a solid set of standard safety features. You're getting adaptive cruise control to take the edge off highway driving, lane keeping assist to keep you centered even when your attention slips, and blind spot monitoring to watch your six when you're changing lanes. These are all part of the Honda Sensing Suite, and the best part? They come standard on every trim. No need to shell out extra for peace of mind. And it's not just a feature list. The Passport backs it up with real-world credibility. The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, or NHTSA, gave it a 5-star overall safety rating. That's as good as it gets in government crash tests, so whether you're carting the kids to soccer practice or heading into the mountains, you can feel confident behind the wheel. Now, is it perfect? Not quite. While Honda's done a great job covering the basics, there are a few high-tech features missing that you do find in some rivals. For instance, there's no surround view camera, which would be super handy when you're squeezing into tight parking spots. And there's no reverse automatic emergency braking, a feature that can hit the brakes if you're about to back into something. So if you're someone who really wants the full 360-degree visibility and the latest driver aids, you might find the Passport a little conservative in that department. But for most drivers, the standard safety package hits all the right notes. It's smart, it's reliable, and most importantly, it's not locked behind some overpriced trim level. Bottom line? The 2025 Honda Passport keeps you covered where it counts, even if it doesn't go all out on the cutting edge. Value and pricing. With a starting MSRP of $43,795, the Passport is positioned competitively in its segment. Its combination of standard all-wheel drive, robust V6 engine, and comprehensive feature set contributes to its strong value proposition. Conclusion. The 2025 Honda Passport remains a compelling choice for those seeking a mid-size SUV that balances performance, comfort, and utility. While it may not boast the most cutting-edge technology or interior design, its practical features and reliable performance continue to make it a noteworthy contender in its class.